Hey, this is Tim. If you sell anything online, if you are a coach who sells a service, if you are a high ticket sales rep, or you'd like to become a high ticket sales rep who wants to earn commissions at 15K, 20K plus months, you need to be good at objections. And you should know this if you are in sales. If you sell anything, you know that buyers are going to give you objections. So you need tools, you need protocols, as we call it in my sales training program. You need protocols to handle objections. So what we're going to get into is a 2-hour deep dive on objection handling. I sat down with my protocols sales reps, some reps that are beginners coming into the space, some people that are advanced and are already doing well, making money. We have a couple of coaches inside, business owners. I sat down with a collection of people who do sales, a group of our sales reps, and we dived into objections live. We role play. I break down the process of objection handling in possibly the most intimate format that I ever have. It's very, very detailed. I explain step by step how to make it super easy and understandable for everyone. Okay, so if you're watching this and you sell online, if you want to make more money and you're getting smacked around at times by objections, you get people telling you, I want to think about it, got to talk to the partner, I have hesitation, I have fear, and you haven't been handling this the way that you know that you should, this training is going to clear all of that for you. That's what I designed this training for. I sit with my sales reps. We in our protocols training program, this is a paid training, and we go live into the intimate details on how to handle objections at a very, very high level. We go into all the steps, how to get buy-in from people, how to get permission to handle their objections, and do it in a way that feels real comfortable, that feels good, that feels easy. Is it going to be easy always? No, but it should feel that way. It doesn't need to feel like pulling teeth. All right, so let's dive in. There's a lot of value to get here. This can and will change your life. It'll make you money if you use it and apply it and have an attention span and sit with me in the training. Sit through it. Okay, you may even need to watch it in 2 parts, but I recommend you make it all the way to the end and squeeze everything you can out of the training. I know it's free, so you haven't paid for it, so a lot of people who don't pay for shit don't take it as seriously because they haven't paid for it. But I recommend you take this real seriously. This is going to make you money because there are people who have paid thousands of dollars for this exact training that you're seeing right now. Okay, let's dive in. I'll see you on the training. I got really good at objections very, very fast. That was actually the building blocks behind protocols back in 2024 when we launched it. Some of you already know this, but I'll share it again. The way we launched was I started putting out my live calls. We didn't launch it like we're starting a coaching program. I just started putting out my live calls so I could get on better offers and people could find out about who I was. And then guys started seeing me handling objections and were like, how are you doing that? Because I was in a coaching program called Objections. And a lot of the fundamentals we learned here, I learned from them. And then I got really, really good at objections really fast, faster than a lot of the people that were in the coaching program. There was a very specific reason for this, just so you guys understand, because you're learning objections, so this will help you. When you train any skill, the degree of presence in which you train the skill allows you to maximize and stretch the skill further and learn it faster and basically cheat your way to learning it. As an example, fitness. Some of you here have had like a journey with fitness, like gym and all that stuff. I know me and Edward, we kicked it back in Budapest. We were pushing hard in the gym together as well. So like, and now I'm taking that journey on, as some of you are. In the gym, you know that you're going to get gains faster. You're going to grow faster if your goal is like muscle gain and stuff. If you spend more time under tension, which means slow and controlled, feel the pain, increase the, we'll call it, give me some room for error here, but the presence of the muscle's relationship to the movement, right? Same thing in any sport. If you train the sport with a higher degree of presence, stillness, and awareness, you get better because you're squeezing everything out of every single movement. This is a universal principle behind skill mastery. The same thing applies when you're learning a skill like objections. Discovery also is a skill. It very much is. But discovery and objections are a little bit different because objections is more so responsive, a little bit more. There's more factors that are out of your control to an extent. In discovery, you know where you're going always. In objections, you pretty much don't know what's going to happen next. Generally, after you get data, you can predict it every time, but sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get, which means that your degree of presence needs to be increased when you train objections, which means don't go through the motions, which means when you're delivering scripting, when you're delivering an analogy, when you're asking a question, be still, sit with it almost as if, again, you're in the gym and you're doing a slow movement, a row exercise or whatever you do in any sport, and you consciously think and sit with it. The same thing needs to happen in objections, and that will get you better faster. Removing going through the motions and just saying shit to say it, because that's what the scripting said. I will give you an example of this, something silly. Buy-in. If you've ran buy-in a billion times, I don't think any of us here have done that. I mean, besides me, no one else here has done that yet. But you'll get to a point where you run buy-in so many times. Do you feel like this can help you? What happens? You just try to get it out of the way. Don't get it out of the way. Treat it with care. Even like the language, treat it with care, like it's a precious item. So when I ask buy-in, my heart, my mind, and I ask Michael, do you feel like, before anything else, brother, do you feel like we and everything we do here can actually help you to achieve 15, 20K months in sales? Because to me, bro, that's the most important thing. Every time I say that, I say it with the level of utmost presence and seriousness. And we never take it for granted. Will you always do this perfectly? No. Do I always do it perfectly? No, honestly. But you want to get as close to presence as possible, because that's what makes you better. Committing the scripting, making it become alive. And then as we train you and give you live feedback, it increases your ability to understand it and to perform it, because it's not just going through the motions, but it's live, actual, real-time work you're doing. You're doing the deep work to get good at this stuff, which can change your life. Okay, does it make sense, friends? Easy stuff. All right, Myna, you're kicking us off today. You're going to run. We're just going to go straight difficult objections today. Everyone's going to push. So we have a small crew. Let's go, Myna. What was that reaction? What kind of objections did you want to run, Myna? Easy
You said
objections?
very difficult. Yeah, I don't know what difficult is for you, you know.
Okay. We'll go easy objections. Michael, you'll run with Michael. Michael wants to start. Okay, good. It's finished. She cooked you, Michael. That was easy. She didn't even have to say anything because it was that easy. It was so easy. All right, Myna. All right, let's go. You're going to run a real objections, though.
Okay, Michael, so that's it. The initial investment for this program, this transformation, will be 6K. The next steps will be setting you up with your accountability coach, giving you access to the onboarding packet, and get you started on your journey to get to those 10K months. How does that feel?
It feels good. I've been seeing what you guys offer in terms of like the school community and all the material that it's good. I mean, there's some stuff that I want to like go and learn more about before stepping in and making an investment because I feel like if I'm not solid on what's before, like everything you guys have for free, it just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
even make sense to like start the actual program, you know?
Okay. I hear you, and I do understand what you're meaning. Let me ask you this, Michael. Based on everything we went over here today in terms of the process, the accountability, and the path forward, do you feel like this process specifically can get you to those 10K months, can get you out of your 9 to 5, give you the future you've wanted? Or how do you feel?
For sure. I mean, like the information that you guys have shown today,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. Like compared to like the free school community, I could definitely see the upside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I think it would get me to that 10K for sure.
Okay. So tell me specifically, what about this process can actually help you? Like what part of it?
I would say like the actual one-on-one coaching,
Mm-hmm.
from what I've had in comparison, like with the school community, it's just videos. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a bit hard to like, lock in on that. So I would say, yeah, that would be like the biggest thing. I have that dedication to me if I ever get stuck.
Yeah. Okay. And just to circle back real quick, because you mentioned something about you wanted to actually go into the free stuff first. Um, Tell me what is coming up there for you. Like, what do you mean by that? Just to see if I can help now that I'm here on the call.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only like 20 to 30% done with it, and it's a lot of great material. So I feel like starting the program without finishing what you guys already offer is
Mm-hmm.
just gonna create like obstacles in terms of my mentality isn't even locked in. So I just feel
Mm-hmm.
more comfortable in terms of like, let me finish this. It might take me a couple weeks to like lock all the information down, and then I'll start the actual program because it just makes more sense that way.
So you said something about it makes me able to actually lock in. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, like in terms of let's say I start the program and I'm just
Yeah.
confused on the process of because I missed 50% of the free school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So because I didn't actually finish the school community that I'm already in,
Mm-hmm.
getting the program is just wasting time, you know?
What makes you say that? Because honestly, like I just told you, this process and the program we're offering is like from starting from zero. There are people coming in who actually have zero experience. So what makes you actually say, or maybe even think that it cannot work if you haven't gone over the school stuff?
Well, no, I think it definitely could work. That's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I feel like I'm just more comfortable with actually diving into the knowledge a bit, getting a bit of like an overview of what's going
Mm-hmm.
on,
Mm-hmm.
understanding the free school community, and then I would like jump into what's going on in terms of actually paying for the course. That's kind of what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Like, am I con
Yeah, in some sort of way, it makes sense. I hear what you say. Um, but I do think that, like we discussed, you're right now in your 9 to 5, and time is ticking because you have been wanting this for a few years right now. You have been researching it also for a year. And honestly, time is your most valuable commodity that you cannot get back. So I would say, why postpone it even more by reading stuff that you will already also get in the course? Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying. You're basically saying like time is always moving. Is that what
Hmm.
you mean by that? So it's like I'm wasting time.
Yeah, because the stuff we share with you in the school community, it's like almost a sneak peek of what actually is coming in the real program. So
I
it
hear you.
wouldn't be necessary for you to actually finish the school and then come into the program.
I hear you. I mean, the biggest difference is just like I'm investing 10K. Like
Oh,
the
okay.
school community is free, so it's like if
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I haven't even finished the free material, that's actually the material's good. Like it's not like the
Mm-hmm.
material's bad, so I feel like I'm still learning. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if I don't get comfortable with that material, I at least finish it with what you guys gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm kind of just wasting your time and the coach's time because I actually don't understand. And I feel more comfortable just finishing the free material and then I'll move forward. And I don't even think it would take that long for me to finish, maybe like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So why do you actually feel more comfortable when you finish that?
Because at that point, when I get on the phone with the coaches like one to one, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I actually know what they're trying to educate me on, so we can skip steps and actually, instead of, oh, this is a 0% learner, I
Mm-hmm.
come off like good first impression, like, oh, he already locked in, he learned his stuff. And I also feel knowledgeable in terms of I'm not wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I mean by it. It feels better for me to just learn everything first and then go into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. But honestly, brother, you don't have to worry about seeming like you don't know anything because everybody who comes in this program in first place doesn't know anything. Does that make sense?
It's also because like in the past I tend to be the person who they start things, right?
Mm.
And it's like I don't actually end up finishing it, right? So that's why I want to like commit to finishing the school community, getting past that because I don't want to keep doing the same loop of just, starting that one to one. I spent 10K and now I can't get out of it. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, so what makes actually the difference right now in the situation that you think that you will right now finish the school community? Do you know what I mean by that when I say that? Like, what's the
Yeah,
difference?
yeah. The difference to me is that like I know I'm locked in terms of I'm not gonna quit this because I already got past the first point of finishing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I tend to quit things like halfway through or even a quarter of the way through. If I lock in, finish it, and get through the whole school community, then I know that I have the dedication to actually pay and use what I invested in.
hear what you say. I hear what you say, definitely. And I do understand that you have that fear because you see a certain pattern in your life right now.
Mhm.
But tell me a bit more about that. Like, why do you actually think that that happens every single time when you do that?
Um, it's a great question. I don't want to give a bullshit answer, so give me 1 second to think about that. Um, I feel like in my opinion, what stopped me from the past is that like I get information overload, and that's why I really like this free school community because now I'm sitting there and it's like it's a self-paced course. I can sit there, take my time with it, and once I
Yeah,
understand the fundamentals and the basics, then I can go
yeah,
into the actual course because again, I quit things when I overwhelm myself. And if
yeah,
I go into that coaching conversation and they're sitting there, boom, 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 and I didn't even at least understand the fundamentals, I'm just screwed. You get what I'm saying? I'm just gonna like retreat and go away.
yeah, yeah. I hear what you're saying. And honestly, Michael, the one-on-one coaching is there to tailor this process specifically to you as a person. So we would actually help you to not get overwhelmed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
If
because
you,
you're saying because the coach is there?
yeah, and if you, I don't want it to happen for you because you've been at this for so long and you've ultimately made a commitment to change, which is why we're here on this call. I don't want you to go into the school community, uh, perhaps see a lot of information, which is there, and then also get overwhelmed and then maybe even get demotivated. We're here as a program to get you to the destination you want to be in. And if that needs a certain special approach for you to make the information as tailored as possible and help you in that way, we're here to provide in that for you. You get what
I
I
hear
mean?
you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I hear you in terms of like you don't want me to like go into the school community, get overwhelmed and just not do anything.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
it has been a pattern for the past of your life, right? So what would actually change right now if you do the same thing again, then it will ultimately lead to the same result, right?
I'm trying to make sure it doesn't get to that result because like there's a price point now, right? Like I'm investing 10K, so I'm kind of like
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll stop it here. So, Myna, this was amazing. Really, really solid stuff. We have things to work on, very clear things to work on. This is really, really good. Michael, great prospecting. This is actually better than I anticipated you'd prospect on this one. I literally wanted it to sound just like this, but it was more dense. This is not an
appreciate you.
easy one to this is not an easy one to handle. So I thought, Myna, you did really, really good for your first run. I'm disappointed that your first run came this late. I think you should have done this a week ago, to be honest. But it's fine. He want Myna just wanted it to be like good when she first ran. She's like, I'm not gonna come in here and get myself cooked in the first
Yeah.
30
And
seconds.
I got myself cooked.
You didn't get cooked. You didn't
No.
get cooked at all. This wasn't cooked. You just wouldn't have closed him, I don't think. But there's very specific reasons why. Not closing someone doesn't mean you get cooked. You handled it well. All right. There's a lot I have here, and this is very relevant for everyone. So lock in, guys. Number one, it's basics, really simple. I need you to amplify your voice more. Don't hide. Um, your energy is meaning your energy in terms of beliefs and opinions is actually quite strong. I can feel that from you, that you feel strongly about certain things and you have deep convictions about the world. That needs to come out in your voice and in the way that you speak. I literally mean your loudness. I need to hear more from you. Could be your mic potentially. I don't know what mic you're using if you have one, but the mic could help if you just have a mic and bring it closer to your face. Maybe just get some Apple headphones with a little microphone on the side and use those if you want or something. But just
I
I
know a
need to hear
certain,
more Myna.
I don't know if you noticed, but I have a certain pattern. I notice this in real life too. When a conversation get difficult,
Mm-hmm.
I go in strong. I start a bit loud, and then at the
Mm-hmm.
end, the longer I'm talking, the softer my voice gets.
In this one, it was actually the opposite. In this one, you started off
Oh, really?
extraordinarily quiet and weak, and at the end, you were
Okay.
closer to where you should be. But this one, so it's not the mic then, because this the way you're talking now is like what I want to hear from you. This version of your voice, this sounds good. This is fine. I thought really good tone and really good energy. I know it sounds like it's contradicting what I just said, but I was talking about amplifying your voice, amplification, but your tone and energy is really good. You sound grounded, relaxed. I know you're probably a little bit nervous, but you don't sound nervous. You didn't sound like you're freaking out. Only thing I would say is just try to work on looking less like you're thinking. Don't search the sky and kind of wonder. Instead, just look down. If you have to, hold a pen in your hand, meditate on it, whatever you need to do. It doesn't have to be a pen, but you shouldn't, as a sales rep for everyone here, look like you're solving problems. It should just look like I'm just chatting with you, man. And worst case, if you are looking like you're thinking, it should be like I have a very important thought that just popped into my head from the clouds, not like I'm thinking of how to handle your objections. Okay, just watch that. Here's more hard training now. This is where it gets where things I didn't like things, and just how we get better. From a process standpoint, this went wrong at a very specific place, and I'll explain where. But first thing is just watch your language. I want a couple of you to watch this, specifically Abdullah. I want you watching this. Myna, watch this. Edward, you might have to watch this too. I don't know yet. You've been kind of very balanced and controlled so far, so I haven't seen this be a problem for you. But as you get into more heated objections that are more dense and you get frustrated, this might be a thing. Watch this. Abdullah, I know for a fact you're going to need to watch this, definitely. But you don't want to use aggressive language for no reason. So you asked him at a certain point, you said, what makes you say that? Like I just told you, the stuff in the free program is blah, blah, blah. You said that exactly to him. I get where it's coming from. You had given him a perspective, not a perspective, but educated him on the stuff in the free program not being the thing he needs, kind of something like that. He kind of was like, I hear you, but then he pushed back. It's a fine line between like prospect is always right, where like the customer's always right versus not. You shouldn't tell him like I just told you, why don't you understand me? We're asking for his money here. And he has every right to be skeptical and have fear and panic. It's his money. Who am I to tell him that I have to be right? I don't care if he agrees with me. Just is his thinking helpful or not helpful? So if you need to double down on something that you thought you already won, but you didn't actually win, and I'll explain why you didn't, you need to do it in a way that's much more subtle. And the reason I mentioned you, Abdullah, is because you also have like strong beliefs and you're kind of like, you do some leadership outside of sales as well. So you're going to need to learn to not let those leak out into your language. So if I were to ask him this, Michael, just double down, just say like, yeah, bro, I just really think I should look at the free stuff. Just say that sentence and I'll show you what I mean, how it should sound.
Yeah, bro, I think I should just look at the free school community.
Yeah, and again, it's not an issue, man. Like I had mentioned just a second ago, the information in the school community is designed sort of as a stepping stone, but it isn't mentorship. So again, what I'm curious about is what makes you feel like, do you see how my language is very gentle? It's firm, but I'm not using words like I had told you. Why do you see this? I'm just like, I had just mentioned this a second ago. And I'm just curious why. It's neutral language, not where I emotionally correct. I don't have, diffusing is huge too. Me and you didn't diffuse. I didn't even notice that. I didn't write it in my notes. Good stuff, Abdullah, hearing that. Yeah, you didn't diffuse really at all during this entire time. In objections, especially as we get more heated, I'll tell the prospect, yeah, it's not an issue. You're fine. I won't tell them that I agree or that it makes sense. You may hear me say that here and there, but rarely will I say it makes sense. I'll say I hear you, not an issue. I understand. I gotcha. No worries. It's fine. Really, I'm okay with that. You have to do what you have to do. I understand completely. I'm showing you all the versions of diffusing. Totally, bro. And I hear where you're coming from. Yeah, it's not an issue. No sweat off my back, dude. You're good. Just a quick thought for you though. That's I didn't hear that language from you, Myna. Okay, watch that. All right, process. The process where this kind of got cooked. I actually told Michael to burn you at a certain point because I wanted to see what else you would do later. So the mask was I would like to do the free stuff in the community. That was a mask. Could we all, everyone who's in objections, could you all tell that was a mask and not a real objection?
Yeah.
Carmela could kind of tell. Edward, could you tell that was a mask? Okay. All right. So it was a mask, not a real objection. What was the real objection? I had Michael give the real objection. He gave it. Abdullah, did you hear it? You should have picked up on it. Well, what was the real objection, Abdul? Just unmute and talk out.
Ooh, he put in the chat.
Yeah, but what was the actual objection?
Oh,
He's afraid that every time should I answer?
Yeah.
So he's afraid of joining a program and then not being able to finish it because he did it in the past.
He didn't say he did programs in the past. He said that he always tends to give up on things. That's what he said. He said, I start things, I make commitments, and I don't finish them. It's kind of, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, which you were correct, it's a fear of self. Was the objection. Myna, you didn't actually close the door on the mask. So Michael, the reason I tipped my cap to him for playing it so well as a prospect, he kept coming up with, I want to look at the free stuff, even at the end. The reason is because we hadn't shut the door on why he doesn't need to look at the free stuff. That was a problem. So you asked him and challenged him on why he would need the free stuff. That was good. But he said, I want the free stuff as like a stepping stone to blah, 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 whatever the program is, and prepare with that before getting into the program. And you asked him, why would it be better to burn time? But he never agreed with you that that was really burning time. He said, I see what you mean. He said, I hear you. And then we kind of went in a carousel where you were like a circle where you were like, so is it good for you to do that? He said, I don't know. I just think that maybe, and then we went over it again. We never closed the door and got him to concede, I do not need to look at the free program. It's finished. It's done. So then what I told him to do, because we kept going in a circle and I really wanted to hear how you would handle the real objection. So I told Michael, just add that in and just add in on purpose. I feel like I give up on things. And then you didn't handle that exactly the way I'd want you to, but you were closer on that one. That was better. Okay. Let's go back to this mask though. When you have a mask of someone saying, I want to look at free stuff in the things you have in the community or YouTube versus the investment, the way we have to handle that is by creating a gap that is so wide between what the actual program and investment is versus the free stuff. So what Michael was doing logically, our objections are based on lines of logic. Our logic has to be flawless. His logic was grounded in the fact that, or his belief that the free stuff, school community, was a stepping stone to the program. And he had you there because you didn't necessarily say that's incorrect. You actually agreed by not cooking him on it. We had agreed to it. You didn't really get him to say, you're right, it's not a stepping stone. Instead, it was just like, why would you waste time? Instead of doing the more premium stuff, which is still not a reason to not do the free stuff first. I don't think that's a reason to not do it, just to not waste time, really. I get what you're saying and you were close to it, but there's a better way we can do that. So the line of logic would be, the stuff in the free school community is not mentorship, and it's substantially subpar to everything that you're going to get when you invest in mentorship and hand-holding and implementation. So why would it be better for you to use just information, which there's so much of that out there everywhere, versus having a mentor hold your hand and walk you to where you want to be substantially faster? Do you see how logically for a prospect, it's a lot harder to hold that position? Way harder than saying, hey, the other one, which is, why not do like the program and kind of buy yourself back more time? He doesn't really have a reason to really say, to agree with you that this is not going to buy him back more time. But if we say one is actual mentorship and handholding and accountability and training and dragging you to your top potential as a business owner, one is just a couple of charts and things that really aren't going to do much for you unless you have mentorship. Why would it be better to have the second one? Unless he tells you you're wrong, which often people will not do as a sales rep, you're in a leadership position. He could tell you you're wrong. He probably won't. Unless he says that, your logic's going to win. And then he'll say, I see what you mean. I get what you mean. And then we need to close the door on the mask. Are you guys tracking with me so far? Am I explaining it correct? Okay, cool. And then we need to close the door on the mask. It's still not done. So once we've created that gap in that gulf, free stuff versus mentorship, and he says, I get what you mean. This was another error, Myna. You could have probably closed it, maybe. I think Michael may have just given it up, but you still didn't close it, even with what you did. We didn't close it. We got close. Closing it would be, so Michael, is it a case that you really need free stuff? Or is there some other kind of uncertainty coming up and it's not really about the free stuff? Because that really wouldn't make sense. So once he says, no, it's not really the free stuff. It's just, now we know the mask is handled, and now we're not on that island anymore. And then the real objection would have been fear of self, because in the past I haven't done X, Y, Z. Okay, last point. I forgot what your line of logic was on doing something for the first, not doing something for the first time, excuse me, committing full time to this. I'm not going to stick on the line of logic here because I think it's somewhat simple, but I actually thought your logic was okay. So I'm not going to pick that battle today. There's many more things we can train on today. Hey, so I hope that the training is making sense. I hope you're getting value from it. We have more to get to. We're going to increase the value right now. But before I do that, I have a message for you. If you are a coach selling online, you sell a service, or if you're a sales rep or you want to be a sales rep, make commissions online in the high ticket sales space, and you would like me and my team to go and train you the way that I do my top performing reps, the way that I work with the people that are inside of our protocols training program, what you can do is you can book a call. It's a strategy call. It's 15 minutes where you're going to talk to my team, and we're going to ask you a couple questions to see where you're at when it comes to sales, when it comes to your sales skills, see how you're performing, and then see if we can help make you money. This is not a sales call. There is no pitch involved. We have a strict no pitching policy on this. It's a strict 15-minute call where we're going to check in with you, do a bit of a light catch up, and see if it would even be a good idea to potentially help you. And if we determine together that it is, if you feel it makes sense, if we feel it makes sense, then we'll invite you to book a demo call with myself or with someone on my team. We'll break down to you exactly how our protocols training works and how we can hold your hand through an extensive, intense training process, like a training boot camp, a sales training boot camp, and take you exactly to where you need to be. The link is down below to book a strategy call. Again, there's no risk to you. We're not going to sit and pitch you and handle your objections the way that we're doing in this live training. We're not doing any of that. All we're going to do is catch up with you and see exactly where you're at, see if there's a way that we can help, and see if it makes sense, if there's alignment. And if it does on that call, the next steps would be we'll invite you to book a demo call, which you can then say, hey, I really want to do that, and look at that next step, or I'll decline it. I think I've gotten what I need, and we'll give you some free resources, and then you go from there, okay? The link is down below. Let's go ahead and get back into the deep dive on objection handling mastery. But what I am going to pick is at the end, you started over explaining to him and weren't facilitating. There's a difference. Facilitating in objection handling, and again, opinionated people with a strong mind tend to make this mistake a lot. Not everyone, but certain archetypes of people, you make this mistake where you'll start to say, like, but it has to be this way. Why is it not this way? Versus just having open-ended conversations that are like, is it helpful or unhelpful the way that you're thinking and the way that you're being? I will show you an example of what I mean. I'll run this small objection just with Michael to demonstrate how I'm going to let go in my process, but get him to pick. Michael, do what you're going to do. Just push it however you want, and let's go back and forth. So I don't want to demonstrate this. So go ahead. I'll shut the door on the mask about the past, and then go ahead and give what you gave Myna. And in terms of that, then just so I'm clear, bro, and again, I want to understand where you're coming from. Is it actually about doing free stuff? Because I think, as we'd agree, it doesn't necessarily make sense compared to having mentorship. Or is there some kind of uncertainty, which I feel it is. I feel there's an uncertainty coming up here that's not about doing free stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to be honest, man, like
Yeah.
over the years, I've tended to like stop things like 25, 50% the way through. And I just
What
don't
kind of
want,
things have you stopped?
like, let's say I did like affiliate marketing in the past. I thought it would be a great thing to get me out of the 9 to 5, but I was just like, this doesn't really make sense. And because of that information overload, I just like gave up on it. I felt like it would be simple to a certain extent. So yeah, I mean, it's tough for me to like invest 10K because I don't know
Of
if
course
I'm gonna
it's
use it
tough.
all the way. Yeah.
Of course it's tough. And you don't know what's going to happen in the future either. You can't see, you're not a magic man with a crystal ball. You can't see the future. So of course it's scary.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. Can I ask why you feel like in this situation you might like not see it all the way through? I know what happened before, but why do you feel like it would happen again?
I feel like the biggest thing for me was like it not being simple enough, and then I didn't get the result I wanted. And then I felt like, okay, maybe the coaches don't know what they're talking about. And, you know, over time, I kept losing more and more faith into it. So that's why I was
Well,
like,
real quick, bro. Based on what we went, I know I already kind of asked this, but I want to check in with you again. This is a rare time where I'm going to do a triple buy-in. Rare. I'm happy Pat isn't here hearing this because then he'll start spamming it every call. But with love, I'm messing around. Thank you for laughing, Carmen. And okay, good. I felt like an ass, but if Pat would always he would do this. So I'm gonna actually go triple buy in here because he expressed a high degree of doubt in what he had experienced previously. So I'm gonna check in with him before I really cook him and make sure he doesn't feel that again here because he's kind of going backwards now. So I need to bring him forward. This should not happen often. Okay, guys. I have to do it right now because he's just like, I was cooked in the past by bad delivery. So let me just, I hear. So then with what I went through in terms like the pitch and the deliverables, do you feel like the level of intensity, the level of commitment, the level of, I should say, awareness and service delivery is here? You aren't in it, so there's no way you can know, my friend, until you start. But do you feel like that is here?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, compared to what's in the past, they didn't even have like accountability all the time like you guys do with the
Okay.
coaches.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it's
lot we
definitely
do.
a vast difference. Yeah, like, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It was like a weekly
Wow.
call.
Okay. And going back to all this, man, if all of that checks out and that's all here, and we showed up and did our best for you, again, what reason would you fall off, man? Look, why would you fall off? What would cause that to happen?
I guess it's internal because you
Okay.
guys
Internal
wouldn't
in what
really.
sense?
I don't know what goes on with me and the reason why I just like quit the programs or like stop
Mm,
the like I feel like motivation is gone and then
mm,
I'm just like, yeah, I'd rather just play games one day and then like you know how
mm-hmm.
like you break a routine and now you don't want to get back on it. It's
Yep.
kind of like
Yep.
that. And before with the weekly calls, it was easier to just say, nah, I'm good because it's a
Mm-hmm.
week that I'm good
Mm-hmm.
to break
Mm-hmm.
routine. But like I guess with you guys it's a daily, so
But it's still gonna be difficult. It's still going to be difficult. So we'll pause a second. I'm going to handle the objection now. I have the analogy that I'm going to use. I'm going to use an analogy of other business owners that where he wants to be. That's the analogy. So you guys know I'm not buying myself time to make something up. Okay. So what I want to do here now, I can't clarify anymore. Really, it won't be helpful because I have already identified now where the fear is actually coming from. He's self-confessed that it's internal. It's his own internal state, what he will do, who he will be, the way he's going to make certain decisions, the actions he's going to take. So as of this current moment, me clarifying more won't help. But Myna, you didn't go this deep into the clarification, which is what you wrote in the chat. You just jumped immediately on trying to tell him how he should be and or challenge him on like, but why would you ever give up on anything? Like, not in a way that I did. I'm asking him very innocently, like, why would you not continue? I'm confused. Yours was more judgmental, like, but you shouldn't do that. Why would you? Make sense? Mine is when you handle objections, guys. I know I'm talking a lot today. I'll get more of you running in a second, but this is very important training. When you're handling objections, you always want to be unbiased and neutral. Meaning, it sounds funny, but there is no right or wrong in objections. There really isn't. It doesn't help you at least to see it as right or wrong. Like my belief is right, your belief is wrong. The only layer I operate on in objections is it helpful or not helpful to where you want to be? No emotional attachment to being hardworking is better. I don't care if you want to be hardworking, but you mentioned to me that you want to retire your wife. So in order to do that, do you have to show up and put in work? Yes or no? Yes, you would have to. Okay, so let's do the work. No emotional attachment to being a hardworking person, David Goggins lines. You see the difference, guys, in
yeah.
the mindset? Okay, so going back to this now, I'm not going to clarify now. Now I just want to actually give him perspective. But watch how I do it, Myna and everyone. I'm going to pull him into it. I'm not going to lecture him. I will never lecture him here. All right. I might educate him a bit, but I'm not going to forcefully say this is the right way. So what was the last thing he said? He said, what did you say, Michael? I guess it's internal,
Yeah, I guess
something
it's
like that.
internal.
Mhm.
It's easier to not follow routine because
Yeah.
it was a weekly call and then this one is
Mhm.
daily. So then I kind of like couldn't figure out how to explain it.
But it's still going to be difficult, even if it's daily. Oh, I remember where I was at now. Here's one more side point. I hope I don't confuse you guys too much. Okay. Do you see how Michael's almost giving me an out here? Sometimes prospects will do this. Don't ever bite on it. He's telling me right now, but the calls are daily, so maybe that makes it easier. I'm not going to take that easy path because that's going to end in like a dead end. If I go, yeah, the calls, we have more, so that should make it easier for you. He'll still say I'm going to think about it because the root fear is who he is internally as a person. We could give him 10 calls a day. He still might not show up. Guys, we have people in this program right now, some of who you know and have seen, who are like come to fucking 2-3 calls a week. And right now, like Husham messages them come through, bro, and they don't, right? So you could, doesn't matter how good the program is. So let's role play it out. I'll jump in. Even with the daily calls, man, it's still going to be a challenge for you. So I'm wiping that off the table. I'm not going to use that. And he's not going to use that as a cop out. It's not about that, bro. What it comes down to more so is about you and who you are and how you show up. I'll give you like a thought, dude. If you look at just business owners who you see online who are making a lot of money, if you look at Husham, like our founder, you've seen a little bit of his stuff in the ads, and you've seen some stuff in the school community, kind of life he's created for himself, being able to retire his people, give back to them. If you look at other people just who have scaled businesses to 7 and 8 figures, not even that, bro. I'm just talking mid 6 figures, 20K a month, $250,000, and you look at the kind of freedom that they have. Do you feel like, so there was the analogy, this wasn't a harsh analogy, like dating someone. It was a very soft one, but it still is a perspective outside of directly what we're doing here on the call. Okay. Do you think that these business owners, man, who are where you want to be, that they always need to rely on motivation and feeling good to get to where they wanted to be? Or is it more about vision and saying like, there's a future that I want to have, and I'm going to make that future happen at all costs because I deserve that, because that's my right, because that's what I want to take ownership of? Which one do you think it was about? For a lot of them.
It's definitely following the vision and what I actually want to build in terms of my life.
But not even you. Not even you. I'm asking about them. Here's another, I see your question, Myna, but I'll stick with this for a second. Watch what I'm doing here. This is great. Michael, great stuff. But you see how he said it's about me? What is he doing here? Listen in, guys. This is presence. He's jumping to the end state of the analogy and cheapening the analogy. I asked him about the business owners and what they would do and how they made their decisions. Him jumping and saying, it's kind of hinting at, Michael, you're not doing it in bad faith, but prospects who really do this, they're kind of like, yeah, I get what you're saying. So what I'm doing is I'm catching him right in it, and I'm like, nope, you're not going to cheat the analogy. I asked you about the business owners, so we're going to stick with the analogy. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Because I didn't ask him about him. I'm going to get to him next, but we're doing business owners first. So I'll jump in. I would have cut him off. Michael, I'm not even asking about you. I'm asking about business owners, man, and like the people who have created some of the biggest impacts in our world, who have done incredible things, athletes, founders, just like performers, like people who have done really great shit. Do you think that it was always about, I need to be motivated, or was it about vision?
For them, it's definitely about vision, like the business owners, for sure. I mean, yeah.
It has to. I mean, I'm sure you've read about it. You read articles about this, YouTube videos and stuff, right? You get the idea. The same thing I feel applies to you, bro. You want to, now here's what we'll do. We'll bring up Holy Grail to make it tangible. Because if we lose the Holy Grail, then it becomes about the coaching program, which is not relevant here. If you look at you and what you want, retire the wife, right? Take care of your 2 girls. Get out of a job that you feel isn't fulfilling you. 6 and 7K months, which you're paying bills, bro. I want to give you credit for that, but it's not where you know your potential is. If I'm being real, my friend, that's going to require a lot more than just motivation to stick with something. It's going to require you doing it for your family. It's going to require you saying, I deserve something greater than what I'm experiencing now. And that, like, that drive, that vision is something that motivation simply can't give you. How do you feel just about the idea? I'm not asking for a close yet. All I'm doing is temp checking how he's aligning with the idea of doing something with vision versus motivation. Because he's saying, he has said explicitly, I need to be motivated, and I've been lacked motivation. So I can't use motivation to close him because he's lacked that. So what I can use to close him is vision, because that's the contrast to motivation. So Michael, what are your thoughts? I think we're pretty much at the end. You guys see where it's going now. Go
I
ahead.
definitely feel like my girls, my family, they do deserve a better life
Hmm.
besides just the bills. Because even, I can't even take them on trips or travel, and
Yeah.
it's hard to tell
It's
them
check to
every
check.
year like we can't. Yeah.
It's check to check. I know, bro. I know. So let me ask you, bro, what kind of business owner do you want to be, and how do you want to start this journey of ecom? Do you want to? I'm not going to close them still because I have not closed the Logic Island yet. I have to close the door. Do you want to be a business owner who relies on spurts of motivation? Like, oh, I have motivation for 2 months, then that's it. Hey, I did a little free stuff, have some motivation, or vision. I'm operating with vision, and that strength is going to power me forward, and I will consistently go forward, and I will not quit because of vision. Which kind of business owner do you want to be? And I ask this to you, man to man, brother.
I for the family, I have to be, and for me internally too, like I have to be the one that locks in and just
You don't
focus
have
on
to
the
be.
vision.
You don't. No, you do not. You do not have to be that person. That's why the question is not who do you have to be, it's who do you want to be. You see, again, we'll pause. I'm not going to let him cheat the process because I didn't ask him, does he have to be? Because half is corny. I'm not doing sleazy sales stuff. You have to start now, bro. No, he doesn't have to start shit. Does he want to? That's how we get closes where people don't freak out at the checkout and like back out. So I'm going to ask again. I'm not asking if you have to. I'm asking, do you want to? Who do you want to be?
I want to be that person for sure.
Good, bro. And we want to partner with you to make it happen. We're going to push you we're going to push you and not let you fall behind. Part of it's on you, of course. You gotta be there and be willing and wanting, but we're going to hold your hand. Our job here inside of XYZ ecom scaling is to like put you, and by extension your family, in the best position to succeed with all the tools, assets, and hand holding we're going to give you. So I say, brother, let's start. Let's figure out a way. Let's get you in. Let's begin. And I want to challenge you in 2 months. Shoot me a text telling me how you started making some money. That's the challenge I'm making to you. And then I think we could close them here. Do you see, Myna? Do you see, everyone, the breakdown of how we get it, how we break it down? And do you see how at not one point I didn't lecture him? I just sat with him and I facilitated it. I asked him, I explored his mind. And I asked him, push back, bro. Tell me if you think I'm incorrect. And I'm okay being wrong. How do you feel? All right. Great stuff, Myna. Let's run it up, bro.
All right, so Abdullah, you're in a 9 to 5 right now, trying to get into insurance, and you have like a kid on the way, or or you're trying to start a family, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the Holy Grail is 15K a month.
Okay, and the Holy Grail is
And,
15.
and let's say right now, Abdullah works as a welder.
A
He's on the
welder?
tools, a welder. He's on the tools. He does okay for himself, but he wants to bring in more money and thinks that insurance sales is going to be good for him.
Okay. All right, so Abdullah, that's everything in the program. We're gonna get you started with the Slack team once everything's squared away, and then also get you the one-to-one accountability coach so we have everything set up for you. The initial investment is 10K. How do you feel, brother?
Oh, wow, that's a lot of money. I mean, I just I don't know, man. I'll just think about it. I mean, I can like talk to you in a week, 10 days, you
Okay.
know, just to make sure that I can sit in it and just make sure that I'm making the best decision possible. Does that sound okay with you?
It's no sweat off buyback, brother. Before we zoom in on that or even talk about that later on, let me just ask because in terms of everything we've shown you today, do you actually think that in terms of the program, the one-to-one accountability and what we offer, it can get you to that 15K a month that you were looking for?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Okay, what makes you say that specifically?
I mean, there's like a feedback loop just to ensure that, I'm always being held accountable, and that would, you know, put me in the path to success, right?
Okay, why is accountability exactly the thing that would push you over the edge of thinking that this would get you to 15K a month?
No, it's not just the accountability. I think it's just, that's like an aspect of it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what is everything then? Like besides just the aspect. I just want to understand because that's the most important part. I know that you know that this is the best thing for you to hit 15K.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like insurance is a new industry to me, to me, it's a new industry. So
Mhm.
I don't know a lot about it, but like with some of my friends that I talked about who got into the insurance business, not just sales, but like, it's an overly competitive industry, right?
Right.
It's also a cutthroat industry. And it takes a long, long time to see success in.
Really, what makes you say long, long, long? Not just one long
Yeah,
three. What's going on there,
like
brother?
just yeah, so basically just like my friends, some of them got into insurance and I did some personal research, like on my own end, right? So
Okay.
yeah,
S-
yeah.
So real quick, because I just wanted to zoom in on what you said earlier. Is this with their friends and the long research that you did? Is this sort of the reason why you want to think about it, or is that something else entirely?
Um, no, I think I want to take that into consideration, Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I want to take my friends' opinions, and my personal research into consideration when I'm making the decision process.
Okay. So what's
I'm sure you would agree, right?
not entirely. I mean, I just want to understand before I even say I agree or not, like what
Yeah.
exactly was the research and from what you saw was the reason why your friends weren't successful in it.
Yeah, so I think like with my research, I've seen a lot of people just join like into court cases, a lot of
Court
people
cases or
yeah, yeah, so a lot of like people got, a lot of like cases were involved in the insurance industry. Um, Also, unfortunately, there's bad practices in the insurance industry. Um, and as for my friend, I mean, my friend is successful, but like the way I see him is he grinded so hard just to make it in the insurance industry.
okay. I mean, just to understand, like you said, court cases, you said that he grinded very hard. Do you feel like you grinded very hard to become the welder that you are today?
I mean, yeah, but
Pause.
like yeah,
Stop. Michael, you're good so far. Like your tonality, it's better, everything. But I'm just stopping it now because this pathway does not end well. You're
It
saying
doesn't end
grind
well.
hard to become the welder he is today. He doesn't want to be a welder. So by using that, it's going to collapse on itself. We don't want to use where he doesn't want to be. That's not helping. The
Ah,
only time I
yeah.
would use that maybe is if I'm saying him learning welding for the first time ever back in the day. And if he was like fear of the past, like doing something for the first time. But outside of that, I don't want to use welder as an analogy for the Holy Grail. Definitely not.
That was kind of what I wanted to yeah, that's kind of where I was trying to go in terms of like, okay, you worked hard to be a welder. It was yeah, yeah. That was just a way better way of wording it.
Abdullah's playing this one really, really well. There's a different way to cook it that you have to find a way. Let's go again. Abdullah, you could say that statement again. Your friends are successful, but it took them a very long time to build.
yeah. So yeah, Tim. So basically, my friend, the way I saw him was
You know,
like,
Michael, it'll be to Michael.
yes, Mike. All right, Michael. So yeah, he is successful in the insurance business, but he grinded a lot, man. Like he didn't take any breaks or vacations.
One second. Give me
Yeah, take your
let me
time,
take the chat off. The chat screwed me up for a second.
bro.
Okay.
Just yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we can go into it. Okay, so what is like in terms of being successful, because he did get to that point after a
yeah.
certain extent, like
Mhm.
what was that level of success? Was it 15K a month that he's hitting or over that? Just so I understand if that's your version of a success in general.
Oh, my friend, he's like he made like $30,000 a month, doing his own specific niche in the industry.
Okay. So, I mean, brother, that's twice the holy grail that you wanted, or basically what your goal was in general.
Yeah.
Do you not think that just because he grinded a bit longer or a bit harder, that it's not even worth it to get to at least half of what he achieved for you and your family?
I mean, yeah, it's worth it for me and my family, obviously.
Okay, so
But
if you would say that, then when it comes to you saying
All
you
right,
want to think about
Michael,
it,
let me give you something here. This is a good one. So good and bad here. You're actually running this one way better than previous ones, actually. But this is a very hard mask, and I wanted to see where your skill was. You're not
okay,
ready. You weren't ready for it, but you will be after this. Abdullah, you're playing this one perfectly. So when someone gives you a mask about the industry, You don't want to handle that mask like emotionally with like, are you ready or are you willing, etc. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, Carmela. Can you format it as a better question and then maybe re-ask it on audio so we can all hear? So he's saying I'm skeptical about my ability to succeed in this industry because of XYZ reasons, which are specific research he's seen. So good job clarifying that. You clarified at the top. What do you mean by that? I forgot what his answer was, but whatever he gave as an answer, what we need to do is we need to logically explain why his position might not necessarily be true in what he thinks it is. If someone is saying, I think the industry works this way, and you are the expert on the call, you need to then explain to them, no, this is how the industry actually works. So I'll show you what I mean about what I would do with Abdullah. This is going to be an interesting one because I don't know shit about insurance.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm gonna pull some shit out of a hat and watch. It's gonna sound decent. It may sound kind of whack, but I think it'll sound decent. So Abdullah, we already did buy-in, double buy-in. Can you make that statement again about the uncertainty about the industry? Can you say? I'll ask you. I'll trigger it. So then, Abdullah, in terms of you mentioning take a week, you should sit on some things, think on some things, process. So what is it that you meant exactly?
Yeah, man. So like for my decision-making process, I just want to like, do more research and just see where the overall insurance market is going, in the next at least 5 years.
When
If
you
that
say
makes sense. Yeah.
where it's going, what do you mean where it is going? Like see and how
Yeah.
how
So
would you see that?
yeah. So that's a great question, Tim. Yeah. So that's like, is the market going? Is it growing or is it going down? All right. Because I don't want to like, put my position like
I'm
put myself.
pausing really quick. This is a different objection than you gave Abdullah.
Oh,
I mean, Mask, by the way, but I can
okay.
still handle this. It's similar, but it's different. You mentioned to Michael that you had heard and seen that it's very difficult to make it in insurance. This is more so
Yeah.
saying where is the market trending? It's not
Okay,
the
I'll
same
do
thing.
that. I'll do that.
Do you
Yeah.
guys see
So
again what I mean about presence and hearing the difference in language? That's not the same Mask that he gave. Can you hear
Yeah.
really quickly? We can see the difference. Go ahead, run it again.
yeah. So like, in terms of the insurance business, like I've seen a lot of, court cases going on. And especially with my friend who like really grinded, so he had to fall on his face many times, and then he became successful.
Okay, can you explain to me a little more how that influences your decision on breaking into insurance? Just so I'm clear, when you say take some time, how is that related?
Yeah, man, I just want to sit with my friend. I want to see like what he thinks about it.
I'm gonna stop it
Yeah.
again. This is still different. Now this is I want to
Okay.
ask my friend about it before doing it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
does anyone recreate exactly what Abdullah did? Because I want to just handle it and show you what I mean, Michael. I'll give an example. I'll just talk it out myself. So what Abdullah did was he was like, so in the insurance industry, I've heard that it's really hard to make it because of things that I've researched and I've seen from friends where it took them a very long time to get to where they are. And then you clarified in terms of where they are, what does that exactly like mean? Take a long time to get there. What did you see in the research? And then he gave some other answer. If I was going to respond to it, here's how I'd cook it probably. It's hard to do it not in flow because I'm not responding to anything for real. But this is generally how it would sound. I would say something like, I hear you, man. In terms of the things you're looking at in insurance, two factors. Number one, markets are always changing. So you're going to see fluctuations in terms of, I guess, the difficulty breaking into the space, but people still need protection. People still need coverages. And especially in times of economic uncertainty, looking at things that have happened with tariffs, with markets being up and down, these things will have a ripple effect. There's still going to be a massive market for it. There's still going to be natural disasters. There's still going to be health concerns that come up. Providers are still going to need XYZ term that you would know, Michael, in terms of coverages. That's all still going to happen. That's not going away no matter what. The question comes down to, here's where I think you're looking at, Abdullah, and I'll tell me your thoughts. The question comes down to, are you willing to navigate some of those ups and downs with the right tools in your corner and the right information in your pocket so that come 6 months from now, you can be capitalizing on the industry? Because there's people right now that are making tons of money in insurance very quickly. So do you see what I did just now? I'm just giving you the facts.
It's
because
logical.
I have the facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will ask him, well, how do you feel? And he's either going to say, yeah, it's true, or no, it's not true. And if he says no, well, I'm not sure. Okay, why would you not be sure? Why do you think that may not be true? Now the burden is on him to tell me why I'm not an expert, because I just
Explain,
told you
yeah.
how it works and I'm in insurance. Or he'll say, no, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I get what you're saying. Awesome, brother. So then in terms of getting started, I'd want to bring you in and begin, unless there's any kind of uncertainty or anything else coming up for you. Otherwise, I would say we can get started. And then he'll pivot to a real objection, or he'll say, no, let's just do it. You cook him.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, there was no other real objection besides money. The other one was just finances. I just wanted to see how you did this one.
Yeah. This is good for me to fail on because we do get this sometimes where they're just like, oh man, like it's grind, it's hard. And then I do try to go emotional because it's
Don't
like,
go
oh
emotional.
there's good money on it. I mean, I'm not successful. So yeah, there's a reason why. It's because I go emotional. And that makes sense. Yeah. Dude, yeah.
Explain it logically. If someone says it's like very difficult, explain why it's difficult and make it logically attainable to them. Whenever someone, here's a good principle, guys. I know you guys like rules. I love them too. Here's a good rule. Whenever a mask or an objection is grounded in logical reasoning for hesitating, your logic has to be stronger in terms of the explanation you give. Right. So if someone says, I'll give an example of this, if so, what it wouldn't be, if someone says like, yeah, I've just been in a bunch of different programs and they haven't worked out. My conversation is gonna be all emotion. Just straight emotion. That's like willingness,
Right.
readiness, who are you gonna be? But if someone tells me, if they're like the high ticket sales space, I think is oversaturated now, and there's a lot of people that are coming in looking for jobs and not being able to be hired, which is a real thing. But there's also an answer that I have for it, which is why I run protocols still and feel good about it, because there's a lot of people still getting hired. I will then give them a logical answer. I don't need to go any emotion there. Make sense?
Yeah, it's hard for me to think of it on the fly, but I know what to like, like I've seen this scenario now, so I need to like write it down and figure it out. Yeah.
And your answers here, guys, when you're sales reps, remember this, especially if you onboard to a new offer, when you onboard, or if you're already on it, know your information about the industry. Like know it like the back of your hand, pretend it's your own business. Myna, if you get onboarded to a freaking offer that helps people start and scale yoga coaching businesses, you need to live and breathe yoga for like 2 weeks. Doesn't mean you got to do it, but you should know the industry. Start watching yoga creators. That should be coming up on your TikTok. That was a trick question because you shouldn't have a TikTok. It's terrible for you. Are you done? Wow. Yeah, but does it make sense if Edward, if you run your first, like get on yours and you onboard to like a B2B acquisitions offer, like helping people buy and sell businesses, people who are like 9-to-5ers who are making money and they want to get into purchasing businesses, you need to go and like research acquisitions and how that shit works and just like dive into that shit at the back, know it. Easy stuff. Let's run one more. Edward, shall we get you in?
Yeah, if no one else wants to run, I'm happy to go. Yeah.
No, I'll give Carmelo like a few more days. Or Carmelo, Saturday is your reckoning, okay? All right.
Saturday I'll be ready.
Husham. Okay.
Definitely.
Let's go with Husham. If Husham has a little bit more energy, you good? Well, you've been pulling
Let's go,
like
brother.
night shifts now.
Yeah, let's
Bro,
do
I
it.
work. I don't sleep, Tim. I don't sleep.
You know this is
It's
not
probably a
sustainable.
week.
I know.
You know, at a certain point, you're going to look back at this time in your life and be like, "Do you have to do therapy to heal from this? This is not helping."
Yeah. With a couple of million in my bank account, I think
Right, you'll be able to hire one of the best
Yeah,
therapists.
thank
in
God it's going to be
Australia.
able to afford therapy. Yeah. So
Okay.
There you
that's
go.
good. Yeah.
See, I'll be fine.
All
Let's
right.
do it. What are we doing?
Let's run this. Let's sell acquisitions. B2B. Actually, it's not B2B. It's B2C. It's still B2C. Are you Googling acquisitions, Edward? Like what?
Yeah, in real time on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
He's going to
No,
handle
okay.
the objection using ChatGPT protocols. He's going to be reading
wrap my
like, what are you looking for specifically when it comes to? All right, Husham, let's be I'll let you go where you want with it. Let me just text you one specific thing.
Yeah, can you actually give me a direction?
Yeah, I got you. Okay, fine. Okay, I'll do that. But
Makes
it's
it a
a
little easier.
B2B offer. So let's pretend, Husham, that you made a whole bunch of money with sales. Let's fast forward to like a year from now. Let's say that you've consistently been between 20-30K months. You're sitting on like a nice multi-six figures and you want to buy and sell ecom businesses. That's the offer, Edward. So he wants to do that because he wants to pivot out of sales and go into buying and selling ecom businesses, flip them for a profit after like 8 months. So you guys have like a year-long mastermind where you teach people how to find an ecom business, purchase the ecom business on a good deal, build it up, scale it up to like 50% of the margins it is now, and then sell it for like a 10x. All right, so Edward, so he's, again, the prospect, he makes a bunch of money through sales, but he's working his ass off. He's like working a lot. He's not sleeping the way he wants and all that stuff. And he kind of just wants to pull back. So he's really looking for time freedom and more income. He's already doing well financially, but he wants to make his income differently. So you guys are going to teach him. It's like a biz op offer. You guys are going to coach him in how to buy a business, scale the business, and then flip the business for more money back out in the market. That's what you guys do. And his holy grail is pretend it's just Husham. He's got a lady in his life. He's not married, but he wants to do that soon. Wants more freedom in his life. A lot of time freedom he's looking for. Wants to make more money as well. And the whole financial holy grail is like, what would it be? It would be $500,000 a year he wants to push for. Right now, let's say he's at like $250,000. He wants to double his income.
$250,000.
He's at $250,000. He wants to get to like almost close to 7 figures net worth within the next year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Husham, so yeah, that's all I have for you here today, man. The program, the mastermind, and everything that we discussed on this call. It's going to be an investment of only $20,000. Yeah. Next steps are to set you up with everything, give you access to the Slack and everything, your one-on-one coach as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And get you started on your journey, man. How do you feel?
Beautiful. Yeah, sounds good, man. Like you've been actually a really good sales rep. I can't lie to you because I'm in sales.
Appreciate you saying that, brother.
It's been good. It's been good. I'm not gonna throw any objections at you and whatnot. Just genuinely, I just want to check out the finances and whatnot. Yeah, it's just finances. I just want to look through the finances because genuinely, right now, with a lot of money coming in and out, so I just want to see what I'm left with before just going all in on this. If that makes sense, bro. It's not an objection. I promise you.
Okay, no worries, man. I know you're working in sales as well, not an issue. Yeah, I'm just curious, when you say check your finances, what sort of thing is coming up there? Can you tell me a little bit more just to see if I understand correctly?
Well, I have a little bit of money tied into some like stocks a little bit. They're going up and down that I need to maybe liquidate some of them just to be sure. I also got a lot of logistical stuff, bro. I don't know if you genuinely want to hear it. Like it genuinely a lot. So I just want to kind of sit down, really just look at it on paper and see what's coming out exactly and what's coming in from like my commissions for the next like a month or so. And then we'll go from there, bro.
So in terms of you getting started, would it be just finances for you? Is that all?
Yeah, I would say so. It would be that. Also, I forgot to mention there's a lot of it's because I've been at like 30, 40K months consistently with sales. I got a new car as well, and that gets expensive, my friend. I don't know if you have a nice car as well, but thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah. So that and a lot of like paying for my girl, like and her stuff, her schooling and whatnot, because she wants to really like study more. So genuinely, there's a lot going on, bro. There's a lot going on. So I just want to figure it out first.
Yeah. Okay. So if we were to, for example, maybe break this down into a more manageable payment structure, would that help you in any way today?
Yeah, maybe that depends on what you guys have, because I know on my offer they only can spell like only in half or like in 3 maybe. I don't know what your guys' structure is exactly, but it will be something good to consider for the future. 100%.
Okay. I mean, we definitely have a few payment plans available to help you get started. So I just want to know, based on your current finances, like realistically, what would you have available to invest in yourself today in order to get started on this acquisition journey that I don't fully understand?
Well, that would be the reason.
Pause. So he's, well, you would never say you don't fully understand on a live call, brother.
I know, but it's just this offer is just confusing to me for some reason. But
okay, but treat it like it's alive. So he Husham's trying to put you to sleep. He has still not said he would move forward today. He did not say. He actually said in the future.
Ooh, right.
We have to win finances. We have to like cook him hard on finances, which means we have to give him crossroads to go through. Can you or can you not? It's a thing that we train on level 5. I'm actually, this is like a hard run, a hard role play, but it's fine. You've been pushing well, so to make it more difficult. He's doing something called putting you to sleep, which means where the prospect starts to paint a picture of their like lives and give you so many details, and you start to believe it. And you're like, oh, okay, it doesn't seem so bad, but it's just nonsense. It's just noise. So when the prospect gives you more bullshit, which may not sound like bullshit, but it is bullshit. Bullshit doesn't mean he's lying. It just means it's not relevant to the buying conversation. When that happens, you need to get more sharp in your protocols and your scripting, if that makes sense. Do you want to run finance again, or do you want me to run it and then you take over when I break past the finances?
I think you can run it.
I'll run the finances, and then once it breaks, then Husham. Let's see. We'll put Edward back in the driver's seat. All right. Okay. So let's go here. Just start from the first. How much was it? Like let's say it's 12K. It's a really high priced offer. 12K, brother, and we'll start you. How do you feel? Do the same thing, Husham. Fucking fight. Do everything you're gonna do with Edward. Do it to me.
I got you. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good. Give me a little bit of time. I just want to look at through logistics. I'm not it's not an objection, bro. We're both in sales. We know.
Don't give me objections, bro. I'll cook them in.
No, it won't be. It won't be. It's just logistical stuff and whatnot. I just want to go through just a couple of finances, just making sure, because I'll be honest with you, bro. I'll just give it to you straight. I'm spending a lot of money in the next like a month, 2 months.
Real quick, Joe, just so I have clarity, is it a case that you have the investment right now, but it's like scary to drop all of it currently, or do you have some of it, and if we did decide to move forward, you need to break things up to make it easier, or where are you at with the cash?
I'm not scared, dude. No, I'm not scared.
The question was, do you have the liquid actually to invest in this? If you wanted to drop 12K here and now, could you do it?
That's the thing that I want to make sure, like, hey, just look through the bank, see what's coming in and out, so I know that.
If it was 6K, could you do it?
Maybe.
If it was 2K, don't start throwing numbers at you.
No,
you're a sales guy, brother. I'm asking you a really simple question, man. In terms of liquid, do you actually altogether with all your finances have the liquid to invest in this in full? Or if you actually wanted to start today, would you need to break into something that's more manageable and easier?
All in full? No, dude. It's not
a problem, bro.
Yeah,
we got payment structures and all that stuff. So if you wanted to move forward today, you would need something a little more manageable. If you did want to move forward, you would need to probably break it 2-3 months or something.
It has to be, yeah. I can't drop 20K. I'm just gonna be honest, bro.
It's 12. It's 12K.
12K.
If we dropped so do you see, Edward, how first step, I have not let go of the initial question, and I will not let it go until he answers it, because it's a crossroads. You either have it or you don't have it, or you have it or you have some of it. So now that I forced him into a position where he had to pick, so now he picked that. We're still not out of it though. So then if we just so I know where you're at, bro, if we drop the full thing in your lap right now, let's say you had a crazy good bonus come in and you got an extra 12, 15K, whatever on top, would you want to start now and you just jump in? Or how do you feel? Just pass this one. Husham, I know based on the objection, you would say no, but just pass this one.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, easy, bro. And then if right now we can break into something manageable for you, something easier, we can talk about splits and try to figure something out. Would you want to move forward today, bro? Husham, just try to bullshit out of it again and give me a couple rounds of bullshit so I can demo it.
I really want to say yes, but I don't know, dude. Good. I don't know. I want to make sure. I really want to make sure, because I don't want to put. Because I've had those clients before.
Make sure of what, brother? Make sure of what?
Like that I can continuously keep paying this if we put it on the payment structure. Whether that's half of it.
Why would you not be able to pay it? I mean, dude, you make decent money. I think when our setter talked to you, you were financially qualified to do this.
No, it's good. Yeah. It's because there's a lot going out of the bank account. Like I'm paying for my new car.
You also understand the idea of investing in yourself and investing money to make money. I know you've had mentors before if you're a sales guy. So what I'm asking you is if we broke into something manageable and made it real easy and just customize the whole thing, bro. So what I'm doing here, stick with me, guys, is it's more advanced, but like in my tonality, I'm doing kind of it's like a little Wolf of Wall Street type of thing. This is not, I didn't learn this from Wolf of Wall Street, but I'm giving you an example. This is like an old school sales tactic. It's between me and you, bro. You can talk to me here, bro. Okay, so I'm doing that, just a modern Zoom chill version of it. right? So I'll run it again. Dude, I'm making it real simple for you, bro. If we just broke it into something easy, I'm talking about real easy, bro. Just over the next 6 months or something like that. Would you want to move forward today if we customize? I know you're saying all to make sure, but that's what I'm saying. We could do it here. We just customize the whole thing, dude. We're flexible. Bro.
Do you want me to push back, or do you want to go another round?
If you have a
Nah,
way to do
no.
it. So then just crack the real answer, and then Edward can jump back in. But do you see what I mean about winning the finances, Edward?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot more aggressive than what I had in mind, but yeah, it works. Just
aggressive in what sense? That's important, because if you see it negatively, like bad aggressive, then we can't run that because you'll be incongruent with it.
well, not in a bad way, as in like leading and not letting him win this frame, basically.
Oh,
Because he did say
100%.
he makes like 30K a month or whatever. I don't know how much he pays for the car, but it's kind of just like giving you a lot of useless information.
Correct, and that's what we call putting you to sleep. And it happens all the time. You have to see the path through it and never ever lose it. You just can't lose the path. Go ahead, Michael. What's your question?
It was more so like just to understand the timetable to get that good in terms of like seeing the pathway. Is this like level 3 and beyond?
Kate is right. There's like that. Yeah, Kate was right. Yeah. What do you mean seeing what pathway and getting that good? That's an interesting question.
Because for me personally, it's hard to find like a medium of being that assertive of like, yo, bro, like, because yeah, for me, it's just hard to be that assertive and
of course,
qualify.
Bro. Dude, this is an easy answer. It was not even a bad question, but the answer is super easy. You're new to learning how to do sales in a highly structured, efficient format. You're new. It's like riding a bike and saying, I can't do wheelies. So you doing all this stuff that I'm doing. I've been selling using this framework for 2.5 years very consistently now and teaching it 6 times a week. And Charlie's been running sessions too, so I guess technically 4 times a week now. You know?
Got you.
And before Charlie came out, I was doing this stuff.
Yeah, it's just so advanced. I'm just like, fuck. All right, let's go. But it's good.
Accessible. It's accessible. Think of the principle though, right? The principle is just follow scripting through, even if the prospect starts overloading you with extra information. The principle is easy. The hard part is, do you have the internal stamina and awareness and presence, as we started the session with, to stick with scripting and not lose it? That's what I did. Yeah. He could throw everything at me, all that he wants. I will just continue with the same question.
Yeah,
I'll go, look, I'll do this. I can even do this. I'll show you an example. It's kind of silly. I'm just messing around right now. Edward, I want you to knock this one out a little bit more if you guys can hang out with me. But like, I'll show you what I mean, Michael. Husham, give me that. Let's pretend that I'm in the middle of, do you have the investment or like, do you have some of it? And Husham, give me like a way out of that question and watch this. I'll show you what I mean about like sticking to the question. I'll show you what I mean. So I'll ask you, do you have the investment or you have like some of it? We need to break it up.
I got you.
Find a way.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the car. Just do that one. Say, bro, I just got the car.
That's exactly what I was gonna. Yeah. Do you want to ask a question or do you want to just make a statement?
Just answer. Go ahead.
Well, dude, there's a lot going out of the bank account right now. Like, I need to pay for my girl's education. There's a couple of birthdays and gifts and so many things. Not even that, but also the car, dude. I literally just got a car recently, and with insurance.
What did you get?
A nice BMW, like a nice M4.
Really?
It's very expensive. It's very expensive.
An M4.
Yeah, dude.
Why do all the sales guys get M4s, bro? All you guys do.
It was either
shit.
It's either an M4 or Benz. It's either that or this. You know what I mean? I just picked them.
Well, it's better than going with the Benz. The next, you know what the second best would have been? It would have been a Q8. That would have been the second best.
Yeah.
It's classy. Operator status, bro. As my chat GPT calls it. Let me ask you this, bro. Just so I'm clear. So I want to know where you're at. Is it a case where you have that full 12K though, the full 12K to invest, but it's just tough financially, or do you have some of it and we would have to break things up if you needed to, if you want to move forward? See, back to the question. So that's what I mean when I say like you can go anywhere you want. Just come right back to script. Just never ever lose it. Like
gotta get back.
You know? Yeah. All right. So Husham, let's break open the real objection, and I'm going to pass it to Edward. So I'll ask you this: would you want to move forward today? Then, if we broke it into a manageable structure, then, bro?
Dude, it wouldn't be today. It wouldn't be today. I'll be honest, bro. Because look, we both. Nah, it's a good thing, bro. It's a good thing because we're both in sales. Like you had mentors, I had mentors. I just want to run it by him genuinely because I'm like in the two minds right now. 2 minds of sales,
Okay.
acquisition, all of that stuff. I just want to run it by him.
Run it by whom?
By my mentor. One of
your
my
mentor.
one of my yeah, he's like a life coaching mentor. It's like mindset works with my brain because I just get distracted. I just fucking go in another world sometimes. So
Interesting.
yeah, I just want to run it by him, see what he thinks, and then we'll go from there, bro.
Yeah. Dude, not an issue. You can definitely run this by your mentor. But first, before I let you go, Husham, I just want to make sure I've done my job correctly on this call. So based on everything that we discussed here today, right, the mastermind and one-on-one personalized support, do you feel like this mastermind can help you acquire a business, scale it, and then flip it much later?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's nothing to do with you, genuinely.
Yeah, got it, man. So I'm just curious,
I like everything. Yeah.
What part of the mastermind makes you feel like it can help you get there?
Dude, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, the one-on-one attention, the whole program runs for a fucking year, dude. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I don't have anything bad to say about the program, and you've been really good as well. Like you've been really good. So it's nothing to do with you.
Appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
No worries. But
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah. I need to speak to
So
him.
I just want to circle back to what you just said just now, Husham. When you run this by your mentor, what's his name, by the way?
Bogdan.
Bogdan. Oh, right.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
I think I've seen him on Instagram. Yeah. When you run this by your mentor, when you run this by a mentor, I'm just curious, like, what sort of thing do you think is going to come up? Like, what do you want to actually get clarity on?
Well, just get his thoughts on this first. Not as in like, should I do this or should I not do this? But more, I guess just analyzing my thought pattern and see what he thinks about like, hey, should I stick a little bit with like sales for a little bit or go all in on acquisition, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, and he's so much wiser than me, bro. Like, you should really work with him. Like, he doesn't bullshit. He just tells you how it is.
Maybe I will. But I'm curious, Husham, how do you feel inside? Like, do you feel like you should stick to sales, or do you feel like this is the next step for you in order to be able to actually get to your goals and make more money and have more financial freedom?
I wouldn't know, dude. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason that I would want to. That's the like the dilemma that I'm in, if that makes sense. Of like, should I go into acquisition straight away and basically quit sales?
I'm curious. What actually brought you then to this call? Because I thought that you're on this call because like you're exhausted with doing sales 14 hours a day and like not really having that free time.
So Edwin, what you're saying in theory is correct, and you would have gone over this stuff with him in discovery. But once it's time to part with cash, fear thinking starts to drive people back away from Holy Grail. So you can say this, but this does not help because like I did say that stuff, but now I know what you guys do, and I'm ready to start. I just want to have a conversation with him, get you all clear, and continue. So this logic collapses on itself because he's thinking through fear now. Kind of, Okay. Does it make sense? Telling the prospect, but you said you were ready, essentially is not going to help them be ready.
No, I wasn't going for that. I was going for, you said you kind of wanted to, like you had enough, like you were fed up with sales, like kind of tired. So, okay, let's see.
No. Let it play out. Let it play out. It's fine. Let it play out.
Okay. I mean, Husham, yeah, but I thought the reason we're on this call here today was, like you mentioned, you were already kind of exhausted, doing sales 14 hours a day, right? Not having that time to spend with your future wife. Maybe you're gonna have kids on the way very soon, you mentioned. Isn't that how you feel inside? Am I correct me if I'm wrong?
No, yeah, you're right. But again, it's like now there's money on the table, and like there's a decision that I need to make. Like if I were to go ahead with this, then it needs my 100% attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a little bit, difficult with like heightened emotions and all of that stuff. So I want to make the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Why wouldn't you not have 100% attention on this? What's coming up there?
It's just because like like I pull the trigger on this, but then my heart is still in sales. Like I want to push harder. Like what if I have this conversation with my what's the name? With my mindset coach, and then he
Mentor.
just goes,
Yeah.
yeah, mentor. So and then he goes, oh, and then I think you just dropped the bullet a little bit too quickly, and you should have just went a little bit harder. It's just like a small conversation, dude. Like I genuinely will get back to you later today, just to see what he says. I just have massive respect for him, dude. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
let me ask you this, Husham. So Bogdan, does he want you to make a lot of money?
yeah, of course, 100%.
Is he fully on board with you making $500,000 a year, eventually getting into 7-figure net worth?
Like, does he want that for me? Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why does he want that for you?
Because well, I'm one of the students. That's number one. He wants to see me succeed, but also at the same time, like he wants what's best for me, 100%. Just like what everybody he works with, you know.
Exactly. So when you have the conversation with him, like, what do you think it's gonna say? Do you think it's gonna be against you making more money?
No, it wouldn't be.
Do you think it's gonna talk you
he
out
wouldn't.
of doing what seems to be like the natural next step for you?
I don't think it's gonna talk me out of it, but gives me a perspective of like, hey, maybe you should see it this way, which can shine a little bit of light on areas that maybe like I don't have at the moment on the call with you. If that makes sense, dude. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just to see like a quick perspective on like, hey, is this acquisition thing good now, or should I just push a little bit harder? Because that's where my head is at right now. That's where my head is at, and I want to see what he thinks about that thought pattern, and is it serving me or is it not serving me? And he knows what's best for me, bro. I worked with him for like 2 fucking years now, so.
And what would you say is the benefit for you to like push harder with sales instead of doing what you seem to truly want?
What do you mean?
No, you said because you want to check with Bogdan to see what he thinks on this, whether or not you should keep pushing with sales.
We'll pause it because I'll help you work through it. Great stuff, bro. So far,
I don't actually know the partner protocol at all, so that's.
Oh really? You're following it though. You're doing what you need to. But what we don't want to do
other
here,
people do it, so
we don't want to get sucked into a conversation around a hypothetical that he actually wants to get as an answer from his mentor.
Yeah.
So you're saying what would the benefit of staying in sales? You were on it already when you were close to responsibility, but now we're pivoting and going to what's the benefit of this? And he's like, I don't know. I'd want to talk to my mentor about it. So we need.
Yeah, I know you're supposed to make him like take responsibility for the decision, but yeah, that part of the protocol is blurry.
What do we do with it? What do we do now? Shall I run it? And we end?
Yeah,
I have some feedback as well for you. Husham, keep doing whatever you're doing. I know it's late, bro. Appreciate you leasing your time to us. Thank you, sir.
Skater, brother.
Let's go with this. Where was the point where Edward picked up from? He said, where do I pick up from?
I'll just make a statement and then we'll just go from there. Just make it easier for you. Yeah, I just want to have a quick conversation because literally my head is in 2 places at the moment. Is whether I want to keep pushing a little bit harder with sales or just go all in on acquisition, if that makes sense. Just want to pick his brain, see what he thinks.
And that's the conversation you want to have with him.
100%, dude. Yeah. That's it, bro.
I get mentorship. I get it. I have mentors as well. What's his name? You said?
Bogdan. Great guy, dude.
Sales guy, or who is he? What is he? So
he wasn't saying
I'm doing it. What I'm doing is really hard to fuse because I'm going to try to cook partner really hard. But to do that, I have to prepare him to be cooked. Prepare him. So what I'm doing is I'm letting air out the room by just keeping a really chill, non-threatening conversation around the mentor. So let's do that. Is he a sales guy or who is he?
He was a sales guy in the beginning. Yeah, he was.
I've actually seen him on Instagram, bro.
Yeah, bro. He was
talking about.
He was closing for Jeremy Myna at some point, and Matt right on sniper.
Yeah,
cool. Exactly. Cool. Man.
Does he want you? So watch now. Back into protocol. Right now, back into protocol. Does he want you making money? And he wants you like, I don't know if you talked to him about family and all that stuff. Does he want you to be able to retire your mom and all those things over the next 5 years?
that's been the main focus of
Really?
just us working together. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, he's supportive.
It's amazing, dude. You personally, do you see in your future that acquisitions? I know we had mentioned it earlier, but I want to hear from you again. Do you see like getting into acquisitions and playing the game of business beyond just being a sales rep who's giving an hour of your time for a commission check? Do you see how that's linked to the future you're going to have where you do retire your mother and give back to people in your life, or how do you see it?
Like staying in sales long term, is that what you're
No,
saying? Or
do you see that acquisition and getting into the game of business is the direct path to you having the freedom you want beyond what you're doing now?
logically, yeah, it makes sense. Like if you put on
Good.
paper, 100%. Yeah, yeah. But it's just also that's what I feel in the moment. I still need to have that conversation. Do you know?
Long term, if we, dude, I'm not telling you not to have the conversation. I think you should have it. But long term, because I want to temp check where your head is at. So what I'm doing here, don't get lost, guys. Stick with me a little bit more. I know it's late. It's late. But what we're doing is I'm towing the line right now between almost letting him go and telling him you should go talk to your partner, as we have in the scripting. They should lend an ear. I'm getting very close to that line, as close as I can, because the more I do that, the less resistance that he's going to have when I take him away from him. I have to be on his side. You cannot handle objections when you're at odds with someone. You cannot be like, but I'm right. So I have to make him right. Okay, let's finish this off. I know I'm not saying you shouldn't talk to him, dude. I think you should. I'm just asking about you and your vision and what you see. Do you see how in the next 2 years even that the life you want to live is going to be as a business owner? It's not going to be just as a sales rep. You understand that?
Yeah. I want to be on the, I guess, exploring this and wanting to do this at some point. 100%. No, yeah. I see.
It's beyond exploring it though. It's also taking responsibility for it. Your mentor. What is he? He's made his money in sales.
Yeah. So he was in sales for a very long time, and then he pivoted more into the mindset and whatnot.
To get where he got in sales in terms of his own identity, his own thoughts, his skills as a sales rep. Do you think that that came and comes with a great deal of responsibility? You know, because you're walking the similar path. But do you think that that comes Bogdan's journey as a sales rep came with responsibility that he took, or that he shied away from?
No, of course, responsibility. Yeah, 100%.
And you're a sales guy, so you know we're gonna talk responsibility, bro. And I'm gonna be real with you.
I know what you're doing, bro.
He's in sales, so I'm gonna break the fourth wall right now because he's gonna know I'm doing sales. So I'm gonna tell him that I know he's doing sales to give me the permission to do it. Because if he concedes that those are the terms we're operating under, I can then do that. If I don't do that, then it's just me trying to do sales and pretend it's not happening. So I'm just gonna tell him, I'm doing sales, and now it's out in the open. Make sense, guys? The dynamic. I know we're moving fast paced, but there's some deep stuff. Okay. So he said, yeah, I know what you're doing. Yeah, good. And I'll be open about what I'm doing. I'm going to have a conversation with you around responsibility. Because if you look at the future you want to create, bro, you're in an interesting position. You're a guy who's accomplished what very few people will. You're on the internet and you're making money on an offer, pushing towards freedom, but freedom is here and there's a life you want to live that's here. Like freedom comes with different degrees. There's different levels to it. You're not at the point where you're retiring the people in your life. You're not at the point where you have absolute complete independence and location freedom. You're not there.
You're right.
And there's two sides to this.
Yeah.
One side is where
I get it, dude. I get you. And like
let me finish the point, bro. Let me finish the point. Let's just sit with it for a second. Yeah. Look, one side of this is that you have all the things in the world that you want, where you again retire your people, where you give back, where you create a pot of wealth, bro. We're talking actually proper wealth. You start getting 7 figures. That's one side. But whose responsibility is that making that happen? Give me the classic answer, but mean it when you give it to me. Whose side is that? Whose responsibility is that?
Well, come on, it's obvious, right? It's me.
No, but that's the obvious answer, but I want you to mean it. Do you actually believe that's yours? Responsibility?
Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah.
Okay, and the other side, good. The other side is failure. The other side is you don't make that happen for yourself. And you fall short, and you stick as a sales rep too. You stick long-term as a sales rep. More and more time as sales rep, making money, bleeding away your time. You're going on a fucking beach with your girl. You're taking sales calls, bro. I know how it is. I've done it myself. I've been there myself. I'm a little more flexible now, but I've been there. Both of those pathways are whose responsibility at the end of the day, making that happen, ensuring.
Dude, I swear to you, it is my responsibility. I
Don't
get
swear
you.
To me. So then the decision, but I'm being serious here, bro. I know we've been cool with each other, but I'm actually being real serious now. The decision making that goes along with that is one where you take that responsibility on. So even if he's your mentor, the same way I would tell someone who has a partner, it's the same thing, bro. You know how these conversations go. I would ask you, why would it be fair to outsource the responsibility for your future onto Bogdan? I'm not saying don't have a conversation with him, because that wouldn't make sense. He's your mentor. You should. Hey, Bogdan, I've committed to this path of freedom. I've committed to making this happen for myself in my future. I'm going to be a business owner. Can you help me navigate that as a mentor? So we'll pause for a second. This is the parallel between when I say you should have your partner speak to you. You should speak to them and support you in this. I'm doing the same thing with mentor, and help me navigate that as a mentor. I think you should do that. But the decision making on what happens next in my life as an individual, as a business owner, I want you to stare that in the face and take ownership of it. Fight me if you don't want to do it, bro. Tell me how you feel, but I want to challenge you to do that.
What would you do in this situation? Like you have a mentor that you really admire and respect and work with, and you basically run everything from relationships to mindset to anything by him. And this is a pivotal moment in my career of like, hey, let's fucking leave sales and get into acquisition. Would that even happen? That small conversation?
This is not a pivotal moment for you, sir, because you do not have to leave sales the moment you invest in this coaching program. You can learn, you can commit, you can decide this is the future that you want to have, but you don't need to leave sales day one. We're not going to push you to do that. That wouldn't make sense. Life is going to continue to go on, but you're going to have our team backing you and giving you knowledge. But I still want to chat. So what I'm doing, this is another example of getting put to sleep. I need to close partner protocol with getting him to say I will take responsibility for what happens next. He just gave me a cute little out. Nice one, Husham. Where I could say, yeah, bro. So, right, I would do, I don't know what the answer even would be. I can't even think of it. But like, I would get off protocol, but I'm not. I answered him and I'm going to get right back to where I need to go. And so what I said is, I forgot how I'd ended it, but I'll jump back in. What I'm looking for from you here is like really about responsibility and ownership. Your life is not going to change the moment you pay this, but you have tools, you have assets, you made a commitment to having a future that is linked to freedom, and I just want you to take responsibility over that.
I get you. I use the same script thing.
I want you to be clear, bro. To be clear, brother. I'm not asking you to say yes right now doing the program. I mean, I'm going to talk about that after, but I'm not saying responsibility like, yeah, bro, let's start. Don't tell me that. I just want to know, can you take responsibility of the decision making and not outsource it? That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah. I'm really curious who trained you in sales, because it's good, bro.
Let's actually break it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. I would. Yeah, of course. I get you, dude. Yeah, like I have to take responsibility, right? There's no other way around it.
Can we have that conversation? Can we have a conversation with you in the driver's seat for your future, and where we determine what happens next?
Yeah. 100%.
What's coming up for you? What else is left? What do you need? What else is left? So we're ready to start with you, but what's the uncertainty, if any?
It's not uncertainty. It's the just breaking it down, I guess. So just making it more digestible.
We'll do that, bro. Then, if we break into something manageable, like easy for you, you want to move forward today? There's the scripting again. It doesn't go away. It's still the exact same thing. You want to move forward today?
Yeah. If it makes sense, like if you guys can break it down to like 3.
If it makes sense, we can do 3. The investment goes up a little bit if you do it into 3, but we can do
that's okay.
I'm bad at math, so XYZ times 3. Cool. And then we have a close. That's how it would sound. I don't know if we'd get him over mentor if he's a sales guy. It could go either way. I don't know if we close him every time like this, but if there was a way to close him, this is the way it sounds. All righty. Last bit of feedback for you, Edward, and then I'm going to let you guys go. So great job, bro. This is actually interesting one. I loved that you ran partner here, like you ran partner scripting just from the sales IQ standpoint. That's good. A lot of people just get stumped. You're like, this is not a partner, so I can't use anything like partner, but it's responsibility. Partner is about responsibility. It's not about a partner. It's about responsibility. So great. Here's the first thing. When you use the scripting in Holy Grail, in buy-in, you need to make sure you go Holy Grail. You asked him, you said, do you feel like this can help you make money? That was like your exact scripting. You feel this can help you make money. We do not ask him if it can make them money. We want to ask them if it can give them access to an outcome. It doesn't matter what the offer is.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's just that this offer in particular was a little bit confusing to me. Like, what's the
I
exact
pre-framed it, Edward. I
variables?
said it doesn't matter what the offer is. I knew you would say that. I said doesn't matter what the offer is. We know that
Okay.
this man wants more. Who cares? He could get there by waving his hands 20 times and going and hollering at the moon. Does he want to retire his girl, have more for his mom, have more freedom? You know what I mean? 7-figure. The offer does not matter. Who cares? The offer doesn't matter. Okay, so watch that. Second thing is, because I went through it so much, I forgot where I was writing my notes on. How does he know? Oh yeah, there was just multiple moments where you had asked him, like, how does he know about certain things in the future? Just be aware to not handle objections on hypotheticals in the future. So you were asking him, like, how does he know something about sales? I forgot because I didn't write the whole scripting down. I thought I would interrupt you, but I decided not to. But sometimes you'll rely on hypotheticals, like what may happen in the next 6 months, or where he'll be. You can't use those because the prospect can argue them just as equally as you, because no one knows what's going to happen in the future. So don't argue on hypotheticals. All we can argue is like who he's willing and wanting to be and what future he wants to see happen. We can't go on what he will do. See you, Husham. And then I'll stop there. I don't have any more. I have some other notes, but they're not so helpful because I just ran it and I think my run kind of cleared it up.